Good morning, everyone. Glad to see friends back in Hong Kong. I've got the opportunity to speak elsewhere on behalf of TDC on different subjects. And today we touch a point a little bit on a very seemingly complex topic, Internet of Things. So two remarks I want to make before we start. Earlier, we've heard speakers looking at the IoT from two different perspectives. One, from your perspective as business, how you can employ IoT to facilitate your business operation. Two is what I am going to say, and of course Octopus has already done, how you develop IoT as your own business model, okay, to sell to either consumers or other businesses, okay? First point I made. Second point I made, the last time we seen this Internet of Things, it spells plural, it's things. So implicitly, it means that we are connecting more than one object. So we should be thinking about connecting more than one object, and that is partly my theme as well. Now, Joe mentioned to me to you that Terion on your lower right corner is the company who is part of our group. A little background on this particular company. Terion is a company established in the 50s. It's a household brand name in France, 100% brand recognition. And every single grandma has a Terion kitchen scale, every single grandma. So its name is synonymous with kitchen weighing. Okay, of course, through the years, it has expanded into other consumer items. So today, we are looking at a very different company, Terion, that sort of engages and embraces IoT as one of its important business model. Now, as I've mentioned earlier, on your lower left corner, the traditional technical items, be it a weighing scale that you get the output directly from its display, to some of the later device, you can have one device, one application, okay, that will upload the information onto your mobile or onto another display device. Is one chain of event. We are talking about singular device, but I'm talking about multiple devices here. So I won't belabor all the opportunities of sensors and devices around that is ubiquitous among us in the wearables, in health and entertainment, in home and in the car. Now, this is a statistics that has already been shown, 30 billion connected devices around the world in 2020. Now, when we think of IoT as a business model, for those of us who wants to use it as a business model, there are many things that we should consider. Number one is it an opportunity for turnover that you should consider? Is it an opportunity that you can diversify your business model in addition to selling traditional products? Because of the fact that you are connected to customers, you know their identity, you know their behavior, you are thinking of a different service model. Is there opportunity you can use the data and create a B2B opportunity? People within the company, you are dealing with a very different world, and the customers who are among us are getting younger and younger. People adopting technology more and more readily. You need a business mindset, and you need the group of people able to support this business model. Globalization. When an app is launched, it's not launched locally, it's launched globally. So you need to be prepared for multiple language interface. You need to be prepared for multiple regulatory environment, which I will allude to a little later on. Big data, we have already mentioned on that. How do you utilize the data? The data is confusing. Which part of it you can utilize, which part of it you are restricted from utilizing. Those are things that you need to understand. CRM, customer relationship management. We do not go from the traditional model of after you sell a product through a retail chain to a customer, you have the disconnect from your customer. Today, we are connected to our customer. We know the customer, we know their identity, we know their behavior. We may know some of the results as a result of them utilizing the device. So how do we establish and reinforce this CRM? Now, going back one step, Therion has the brand name that's it's a brand name that is synonymous to the home, to a caring environment. Therefore, naturally, through the years, Therion has started into the healthcare business. Some of these background are more specific to healthcare business. For example, obesity. 1 of 3 adults in the world are obese. Okay, and the number is more alarming for countries like US and UK, where 50% of the population is obese. And it is said that through IoT benefits, 14% of individuals could benefit from that through weight loss. US health expenditure, a tremendous amount. Through IoT, there could be savings, and I will explain later on how saving could be accomplished. The issue on health cost containment has a big part to do with rehospitalization, preventing the people or patients from being readmitted into the hospital for reasons that they should not be, because that consumes a big part of the healthcare cost. It is estimated by using some IoT technology, potentially we can drop 64% of those who would be readmitted into hospital unnecessarily. So globally, a lot of saving anticipated. Now, I won't go through a lot of these details on UK example, but basically it is said that people are ready to embrace connected device, using that as a technology and so forth. Now, from the patient point of view on the right-hand side of the screen, okay, people are ready to use IoT to communicate, to understand their health status. On the healthcare provider side, if somehow the data could be shared with the healthcare provider, it will help in diagnosis. It would help in making decision. It will help in monitoring patient progress, so as to understand early warning signs on the preventive aspect, how we decrease health costs, and on the treatment side of it, how we can help better with diagnosis and prevent readmission. Now, what we bring to the IoT market. Now, weighing is the center of the devices, but it's not the only. And I won't go into the details of what weighing, overweight, obesity will implicate. But minimally, as you know, overweight is connected to what's called the metabolic syndrome, the diabetes, the high cholesterol, hypertension, cardiovascular disease. Okay, overweight may affect people's vertebrae. Okay, their skeletal system as in overweighing them. Now, if we take weighing as the center of the device, put together to it multiple devices, and as I mentioned, Internet of Things, more than one thing, put in together one single application, not multiple application. Adding to it may be a professional advice mechanism of joining a consumer to a dietitian or to the professional. Now, this could be a viable business model, and this is exactly what we have started, and we think we are the only company in the world on IoT of things regarding healthcare that has progressed this far. So in addition to weighing scales on the upper right-hand side, we have activity trackers, we have blood pressure monitors. We have kitchen scales that's capable of identifying what you eat, how much you eat, what are the nutritional contents of what you've eaten, and collecting the data, analyzing them, provide the data to you as a user, and if you like to, connect the data to your chosen healthcare provider. Now, in the next month's time, this will be launched in France. That at checkout places of the retail store, there will be a little card. Okay, there'll be a little card, pretty much like a phone card that someone can purchase. As a result of this, you can purchase a plan through the Therion apps and devices. You can purchase a plan that you can connect to the dietitian if you want to. Of course, these statisticians are all registered and recognized, very well known in France. Now, what are the next challenges? Okay, interoperability. There's market confusion. There's multiple of all these devices on the market using their own algorithm, using their own connection methodology, using multiple apps, connecting to different clouds and so forth. Okay, there's market confusion. So what we look forward to in the future is possibly some singular standard that even devices not manufactured by us could be connected to our apps. Data analytics, it is a balance between transparency and data privacy. Okay, I had mentioned earlier, for all the data that you collected, there will be local regulatory environment that restricts you from using it or not able to use it. Energy management, more and more devices being used today. Energy is an issue in the future. Value proposition, I think, is the important message that I want to send. It is not only connecting one device through one app to the user, it's connecting multiple devices and creating value to the extent that the sum of the value of individual device, okay, is more than, the value, total value is more than the sum of its parts. So that is my simple message. Thank you very much for your attention.